Senator Natasha takes suspension case to Inter-Parliamentary Union, accuses AKPABIO-led Senate of silencing her over sexual harassment claims. Hello viewers and welcome to InfoGist TV. Senator Natasha Akpoti has reported her suspension by the Senate as well as her case against Senate President Godswill Akpabio to the Inter-Parliamentary Union. IPU is a global body for national parliaments with 181 countries as members. The Kogi Central lawmaker described the Senate's action as illegal and a reflection of the challenges women face in Nigeria. I am not here to bring shame to my country. I am here to bring help to the women of our country, she stated. She said, on March 6th, I was suspended as a senator illegally because I submitted a petition of sexual harassment against the president of the Nigerian Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio. I believe that by submitting the petition, he would recuse himself and both of us would submit to a fair and transparent investigation by the Committee on Ethics. Unfortunately, I was silenced and suspended. I was suspended for 6 months under stringent conditions. My security details was withdrawn. All officials working closely with me as a senator were removed. My salary was cut off. I was barred from appearing anywhere near the National Assembly, and for 6 months, I was prohibited from introducing myself as a senator. Whether locally in Nigeria or internationally, that would imply that I am here illegally. But I have nowhere else to turn except to speak before you all, because this situation illustrates the reality of women's right in political representation. My suspension is not just about me. Women make up only 2.8% of the Senate. Out of 109 senators, only 4 of us are women. My call for an open investigation into harassment has been met with hostility instead of accountability in view of the world. Imagine what ordinary Nigerians face every day, she added. Previously, it was reported that after an initial rejection of her petition, Akpoti resubmitted her complaint against Senate President Godswill Akpabio, alleging sexual harassment. This time, the petition was signed by Azamira Maria, a member of her constituency. In the petition, she accused Akpabio of sexual harassment, abuse of office, and obstruction of her legislative duties. While presenting it, she emphasized that the matter was not currently before any court in Nigeria, reinforcing her argument that it fell within the Senate's jurisdiction to consider it. The petition was subsequently referred to the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petition for further review. However, she was later suspended for 6 months, a move widely condemned as an abuse of power. Meanwhile, the Forum of Aggrieved Constituents of Kogi Central Senatorial District has petitioned the Code of Conduct Bureau over the alleged abuse of power and violation of the oath of office by 3 senators, including Senate President Godswill Akpabio. In a petition addressed to the CCB chairman, the group accused Akpabio, Senate leader Opeyemi Bamidele, and Senator Eda Imuson, chairman of Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petition, fully suspending Senator Natasha Akpoti in defiance of a court order. The petition obtained by our reporters on Tuesday states that on 4th of March 2025, the senator representing our senatorial district, Senator Natasha Akpoti, secured an interim order of injunction from the Federal High Court restraining the chairman of the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Code of Conduct, Senator Eda Imuson, from proceeding with the purported investigation against the Senator Natasha Akpoti. It further alleges that despite being served with the said court order, Senator Eda Imuson disregarded the said court order, claiming that the court cannot interfere with the functions of the Senate, knowing that such is not correct in view of the provisions of Section 4, Sub 8 of the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria. According to the petitioners, Imuson's committee hastily conducted the hearing on 5th of March 2025 without the presence of Senator Akpoti despite initially inviting her for 11th of March. They claimed the committee quickly sent a fresh invitation later on the same 5th of March 2025. Senator Immersion's Ethics Committee hurriedly prepared a report contrarily to a valid court order served on him and presented the same on the floor of the Senate on 6th of March 2025. The report recommended a 6-month suspension for Akpoti, a decision the petitioners insist violates Senate rules. The Senate Immersion-led committee recommended that the said senator be suspended for 6 months even when the rules of the Senate prescribes only 14 legislative vide order 67 sub 4 of the Senate rules. During the Senate's consideration of the report, Senate President Godswill Akpabio presided over its adoption while Bamidele supported it despite being aware of the restraining court order. The petition highlights Senator Opeyemi Bamidele, who is the Senate leader, urging the Senate to adopt the said report even when he knew about the said restraining order of court and rules of the Senate. The group argued that the suspension was a direct attack on the rights of Kogi Central constituents to representation in the Senate. They asserted that their willful abusive actions are arbitrary and knowingly prejudicial to the rights of Kogi Central constituents of Kogi State to have their elected senator represent their collective interests in the Senate. They demanded that the CCB investigate and take appropriate actions against the 3 senators citing breaches of the Nigerian Constitution. The petition concludes that the above-named senators are therefore in deep contraventions of paragraph 9 of the 5th Schedule, Part 1 of the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria. The petitioners have urged the Bureau to act under its constitutional powers to address what they described as a blatant violation of the rule of law. Meanwhile, Ekiti State ex-governor's wife Bisi Fayemi has taken a swipe at ex-senators Florence Itagiwa and Abiodun Olujimi, as well as 7 lawmakers Iriti Kingibe, over their remarks on the suspension of Kogi Central Senator NATASHA AKPOTI. In an article titled "Not About Natasha," Bisi Fayemi described the comments made by the 3 female politicians as extremely disappointing, accusing them of failing to support another woman in a moment of crisis. Akpoti was suspended from the Senate on March 6th after a heated confrontation with Senate President Godswill Akpabio over seating arrangements. However, the controversy took a new turn when she alleged that Akpabio had previously made sexual advances towards her during a visit to his home in Akwa Ibom State. Reacting to the drama, Itigiwa, during a TV appearance, criticized Akpoti-Duagan's decision to go public with the harassment allegations, saying the senator had showed signs of weakness. Olujimi, on her part, advised Akpoti-Duagan to be strong and not display emotional instability in the Senate. Kingibe dismissed the controversy, arguing that the Kogi lawmakers should not have made a big deal out of the seat rearrangement. Fayemi, a women's rights advocate, did not hold back in her response after she dropped the bomb. There was a flurry of activities. Senator Iriti Kingibe, a 7th female senator, and 2 former female senators, Senator Abiodun Olujimi and Senator Flo. After she dropped the bomb, there were a flurry of activities. Senator Iriti Kingibe, a 7th female senator, and 2 former female senators, Senator Abiodun Olujimi and Senator Florence Itagiwa, were invited to share their views, she wrote. All 3 senators are older friends or at least acquaintances of mine, and I have a lot of respect for them. However, I found their submissions extremely disappointing. While acknowledging the importance of following parliamentary rules, Fayemi said Akpoti-Duagan's distress was evident and should have been taken seriously. It is one thing to argue that it is important to follow the rules, I don't think anyone will insist on flouting the rules of such an important institutions, especially if they are applied fairly and not subjectively, she stated.